I would like to talk to you about the call of God upon a person's life and the vision that God gives them. Nowadays you hear so much about getting God to fulfill your dream. I'm not talking about your dream or my dream. I'm talking about God's dream, God's vision. When I was a young man, Maureen and I were not too long married. Ruth Ann, our daughter, was just a baby, and we were in a home in Northern Ireland. The place was called Knockview off the Doak Road in County Antrim in Northern Ireland. And the Lord started to deal with me in an incredible way over weeks and months. Of course, at the start, I didn't know it was going to be that long. And He would show me certain things. I distinctly remember being up at 2 and 3 in the morning when Maureen and Ruth Ann, we just had the one child at that time. They would be sound asleep, and I'd be walking the floor and calling upon God. And He would show me things. And then He showed me this magnificent sanctuary. I didn't ask for this, but it was magnificent. And then He would show me, after a period of weeks, that getting into my spirit, He would show me, let's say, a Christian education building. And then He showed me a magnificent dining place. Then He showed me a television production facilities and so forth. And I was very young, and this was all mind-boggling and mind-blowing. But I went ahead and listened to the whole thing until the visions were complete. And this probably took a number of months. And then I was so daring as to tell others about it. I told my friends, because it was a remarkable happening. He would deal with me strongly and add bits and pieces so that each one would come into focus with great clarity until it was settled in my mind. Then I thought it was over. Then He would move to the next one in a few days or a week or so. So it would all start again, but about a different building. So I announced it. Then I announced it publicly. Then I wrote about it. Then we bought 23 acres of land to build upon it. And you know something? That place was called Glengormley, just outside Belfast in Northern Ireland. And we got these 23 acres by a miracle. It was just wonderful. And we were going to fulfill the vision. And I was fought in ways that nobody will believe. Evil men lied about us, stole from us. Just an incredible story of viciousness against us. You remember what the Bible says, and now I turn to the Gentiles. A completely different happening in a preacher's life. Now I turn to the Gentiles. Suddenly, in the middle of it all, God, it was as if, I'm putting it in human terms, it was as if God said, forget this. I'll give you a place to build these buildings for my glory. And God sent us to America, but I wasn't thinking of all those buildings at this time. The battle was great and the battle was fierce and so forth, but I obeyed God and came to America. Well, things happened over the years. And what happened? I can honestly say this sanctuary in Tarpon Springs, Florida, part of beautiful Tampa Bay, is just about exactly what I saw in that vision like 40 years ago. In length and breadth, this was it. And I remember distinctly there was a kitchen attached to it. And when we got this building, we had a kitchen attached to it, although we have since don't need that one because we have a dining facility. But then the next thing, we have one of the most beautiful dining facilities in the country. I mean, it's just beautiful. And then the next thing, you talk about a Christian education building. The Tabernacle in the Wilderness is beyond words. And then we have television production facilities. Here they are. Then we have in-house printing. I saw that back in Belfast. I saw that in-house, our own printing. We print notes and other things just continuously. Then today, of course, we have what's called DVDs and CDs and so forth, and various other outreaches. It's just been tremendous and how God would add to us. So here's what I'm saying. When God gives you a vision, you may be opposed. God may change territory. He may tell you to turn to the Gentiles. He may tell you to go to another area. But this is what I saw 40 years ago for Glengormley in Northern Ireland and the people and the crowds and the newspapers and the television refused it. And God said, forget this. Send us to America, and today we've got it all on a beautiful campus. It's worth over $25 million, and we don't owe a dime on it. You know what the Bible says? Wisdom is justified of her children. We were in God's will then, we're in God's will now, and God's will has been done. And through the generosity of the American people, we've been able to do what the Irish people fought us on. God bless you. Stay to your vision that God gave you.